Hey, Sandra, welcome to Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month after party, Thursday, the 30th of August 2018. Yes, this is going to be a very, very different episode. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. This is the place to be for education about asexuality. Hit that big subscribe button now and hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I post a new video. I'm Sandra Bellamy, author of Asexual Perspectives, founder of asexualise.com, and founder of Asexualise Academy. It's something like, I think it's nearly 2:30 a.m. in the morning here, and yeah, this is going to be a very different episode. I'm in my night gear, so this is my Eeyore top. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a zip-up one. And today, I want to introduce you to insect totems. So, if you didn't know what an insect totem is, this is mine. So, an insect totem, can you see it's a moth? And so far, this moth hasn't left me, and it's been here for a significant amount of time. So I don't know if I can put it really close. Can you see? So this moth, bless its heart, is just fixed on my actual sleeve. See? On my sleeve. And it's not going anywhere. I tried to put it outside, but it won't leave me. So basically, insect totems are a spiritual thing. So everyone who is in life is supposed to have an insect totem. This is an insect that has some sort of... Sorry about the camera, it's really difficult to hold this with one hand. I kind of need to put something behind it. Let me see if I've got anything to put behind it. Sorry. You're going to have my great big thumb in the way for a few minutes. Let me just see if I've got anything to put behind this, so I can prop it up, so I don't have to keep moving the camera, because this is just so annoying for you guys, I know. Okay, oh, I don't know if you can see it now. Right, okay. So I think we're in the business of being in business. Oh, you're not. If you know what I mean. So I'm trying to hold it up so you can see the insect totem. Right, so an insect totem, in case you didn't know, is a spiritual thing. So everyone's supposed to have an insect that acts like a spiritual guide. And I found this out a while ago, actually, because I was in contact with an asexual guy. And I had this really bad nightmare, and I told him about it, and it was really like an out-of-body experience. It's very, very weird. I don't want to go into it, but it wasn't nice. And he was there for me. But I'm actually not sure if he was a bad guy for me, actually. Because I had this moth that came into my home, like in the toilet, and wouldn't leave. It was there for like, I don't know, what seemed like a week and a half plus. You know, it seemed to be there for like a week and a half, 3 weeks. I don't actually remember, but it was there, I think, for at least 10 days. And this moth just wouldn't leave my toilet, you know, it wouldn't go out the window, it just wouldn't leave. And I thought there must be some significance to this, because, you know, how can a moth, a creature, survive that long? You know, how can any insect survive that long without going out for food and water, yeah? So I'm there thinking there must be some relevance in this, and some weird stuff was happening in my life at that time, and I'm like, you know, there must be some reason why this is happening. And it was really weird, and I started getting moths coming to the window, tapping on them, and I just felt like this moth, this big moth that was in my toilet for ages. I thought, you know, how is it going out with food and water, and just how is it there, you know, all the time? It must mean something. So I started to look up meaning of insects, meaning of moths, and I came across this thing called insect totems, and we're all supposed to have an insect as a spiritual guide. And actually I did this quiz, and mine turned out to be a butterfly, but I don't believe it is a butterfly. I honestly believe, and well, I know it's a moth. I don't hardly ever get butterflies, but I get moths, and they come in sometimes 3, and sometimes they won't leave for days. And this one, literally, you can see, sorry, I moved my sleeve down there, you can see it's just fixated on my arm, you know. I don't know how I'm meant to go to sleep with this on, because it won't leave. I tried to blow it gently so it would go out the window, but it won't. So let me just quickly look up for you on the internet what I found out about moths, because it's quite significant. And I often find with what I know about them that it means moths can have different meanings. They can have like the meaning of power, influence and money, you know, like wealth. but they can also have the meaning that, you know, they're trying to protect me. So, you know, I look at, for example, what I'm doing at the time when the moth comes to me. Oh God, my battery's really low as well. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm not sure if I can fix that. Oh yeah, my charger's in the in my bag because I went to my parents today, so it'd mean like leaving the live stream and coming back on it again, which would be a bit balmy, wouldn't it? Let me see if I can take my phone with me down the hallway, because otherwise you're just going to be like, what the heck's she doing? But look, this moth is sticking to me. So basically, yeah, I googled it and I found out that this moth has got lots of different properties. But, you know, when I say properties, not lots of different significances, but, you know, for a moth, they can mean good things or they can mean bad things as well. So usually if something's happening in my life and I'm unsure about it, it can come then, but it can also signify new beginnings. Like in my hallway, people are asleep in my house, so I've got to be really, really careful and quiet. It's really dark. Let me switch the light on. I feel like I'm being a naughty girl or something. So I live in a shared house in the middle of it, you know, and you know, I'm a bit more quieter out here because, you know, I don't want to wake my my housemates up, you know, because they go to sleep way before I do. You know what I'm like. I'm up till the late hours, or early hours, should I say. So yeah, I'm up till the early hours. And yeah, oh yeah, it's 20 to 3 nearly here by my clock in the hallway. So yeah, thanks for joining me, if you just joined me. So I'm just putting my charger in now. So yeah, insect totems are kind of crazy. Like, I didn't even know they existed. And then I actually saw some blogs as well about spirituality. So I didn't know I was spiritual, right? Until I didn't know I was spiritual until I actually mentored a coach. Oh God, my battery's really low. Let me plug you in quickly. Really quickly. Sorry. I've got to get this done because I don't want you going off. That's because I went over to my parents today. I saw my furry kid guinea pigs as well. It was amazing. But yeah, I'm trying to juggle my insect totem that's still on my arm, see? As well as trying to put the charger in and speak to you guys at the same time. It's kind of, I've got a long cord, luckily. So let me just, I know this is not what I usually do on my live streams, but I kind of need to put my plug in. And it is kind of in the middle of the night. So bear with me. Then I will carry on talking to you. Right. So I'm back. Oh. No. I don't want to cancel the live stream. It's asking me if I want to cancel the live stream. It's like, no, I don't want to cancel the live stream. Right. This is a weird angle to be at. Really weird angle to be at. Okay. So. Right, I think we have liftoff on my insect totem. Right, so I'm going to try and talk to you like this. Right, so this is my insect totem, which if you just joined me, hello, whoever's joined me. And it won't leave me. So it's a moth, and it literally just won't leave my, you know, it won't leave my top. It's been on here for ages. Bless its heart. So you're not going anywhere, are you? And honey, you know, I'm in my night gear, so I can't be around my insect totem forever and a day when I'm in my night gear, do you know what I mean? And it's really hard to do this while I'm trying to prop the phone up. So, I didn't realise I was spiritual until I actually mentored a spiritual coach back in 2014, and he's asexual, actually. And what I was saying is, another guy that was supposed to be asexual, that was my friend, I was having this really bad nightmare, and I don't know why my charger's not working. I had this really bad nightmare, and yeah, he was there for me, but I don't know if he's a bad person because he decided he wasn't asexual in the end. But anyway, some weird stuff was going on, and this moth was in my you're right, sweet. This moth, not this moth, but another moth was in my bathroom, my toilet for ages, and he wouldn't go away. But normally, now they come because they're coming to tell me something. It could mean that they're protecting me from someone. It's trying to tell me that there's a person that's bad in my life and I need to get away from them. Or it could be signifying a new opportunity. So let me just look up insect totem moth for you so you can get what it says on the internet. But this is my, I know that it can mean good things and it can mean not so good things. But yeah, if you're into spirituality, right, Google insect totems. So if I Google insect totems moth, and I had no idea that insect totems even existed ever. But because I had this moth in my flat toilet for like a week and a half or more, it seemed like 3 weeks, but I'm sure it was at least 10 days. I think I counted them in the end. But yeah, it was like, it was telling me something. It's like, why is this big moth in, just watching over me type thing. But yeah, so I actually like it when moths come now, because it usually means like good fortune, good luck, or it's trying to tell me something like this guy's no good for you. So I always pay attention to what I'm doing and thinking and what's going on in my life at the time. And this insect home could mean a couple of things. It could mean that a guy that's come into my life is not good for me. Like, I suspect it's possible, but I'm not sure. Or it could just signify new beginnings, or it could signify wealth because, yeah, I'm trying to make some money online. So it could signify any of those. But this little beauty isn't leaving me, are you, sweetheart, at the moment? I'm sorry if this goes off as well, because I've put my charger in, but it keeps saying low battery. So yeah, spirituality is basically a connection of your soul, like, to a deeper power. Like, you can be very intuitive. I'm really intuitive, So what is the spiritual meaning of moths? So this is off Google. Symbolic meaning of the moth. Moths have similar animal symbolism as butterflies. Yeah, and when I did a quiz, it came out that my totem was actually a butterfly, but I don't believe it is. I know it's a moth because they come and visit me regularly now. But have a few distinguishing characteristics that set it apart from its winged relative. So it's part of the butterfly family. Namely, the moth is a nocturnal creature, where the butterfly is I can't even pronounce it. Drurnal. It's late here. So I was just... Oh man, I'll just use that. So you've got to be careful when you look through these things, because obviously they try and sign you up to stuff. So, but I found a really good definition of it before, but I don't know where I put it. It's got moth here. Let's see. All right, yeah, see, this is what happened to me. So, basically, it says here, symbolic meaning of the moth. This article on animal symbolism and moth meaning come in response to a request. A friend of mine has been getting consistent visitations from the moth, and she asked me what I thought. See, this is how I found out. I thought this is not normal. And I don't just get one, I get lots, but I can get a certain type of one that keeps coming back. So this page is a result of a few meditations with the moth and symbolic observations. So this is what one person says. Moths have similar animal symbolism as butterflies, which I've already said, but have a few distinguishing characteristics that set it apart from its winged relative. Namely, the moth is a nocturnal creature, whereas the butterfly is diurnal. I sound like it's the wrong word in it to use. Oh my god, I'm no good at pronouncing this word. Dirurnal. I've got to be careful I don't say something like anal, which is not good, considering this is an asexual channel. So anyway, a quick list of symbolic moth meanings. Faith, attract, subtlety, intuition, concealment, vulnerability, and determination. So, it can mean a lot of things. So it goes into more detail. So even in navigation, when we observe the moth to fly into artificial... Oh, sorry. I need to put it back on camera, don't I? And hold my arm up. So even in navigation, when we observe the moth to fly into artificial light or flames, the moth demonstrates its faith and determination. It is still unproven as to why the moth is driven to light. But the best hypothesis is that moth navigates by lunar light. In the absence of moonlight, the moth moves to the next best thing, man-made light. At the risk of losing its life, the moth is ever vigilant in following its path of light. This may also serve as a moral to us to keep our own vigilance, but not fall victim to blind faith. That's what I mean. Sometimes it's there to protect us, to say that this person coming into your life is wrong or bad. But sometimes it's sometimes it can also be the opposite, because it can signify wealth coming your way or prosperity. So it's really kind of a double-edged sword with the moth. So here we see the fragile vulnerability of in the moth. The moon is her mother, and she will follow her course at all cost. I have to agree with that, because that's what I'm like. It's my guide, so it's got characteristics of me. So yeah, I do pursue my dreams and go for them no matter what. I seriously, it's like with asexuality. I've been educating people about asexuality now since God, my back started hurt, since 2015. Yeah, and I don't stop, even though I had a message yesterday from someone just being not nice, but you get them sometimes with all this work I do for asexuals, but it's like, whatever, I'm not going to stop doing what I do because I help so many people. Just because one person doesn't like a video, that's fine. You don't have to watch me. No problem. Not everyone's going to like what I do. This video wasn't even about me. It was about other people's opinions, which is like, I don't even think they watched the video. But, it's up to them. If people, not everyone's going to like what I do. That's up to them. I'm not stopping what I do just for one person. Do you know what I mean? So I will literally carry on relentless helping asexuals. And that means asexuals all across the spectrum, I have respect for all of them. Not, like, I don't experience sexual attraction at all, but obviously on the grey end of the asexual spectrum, like, the demisexuals and the grey asexuals, they can sometimes, under certain circumstances, experience sexual attraction. And asexuals all like different things, there's so many stereotypes I bust through in my book, and not every video that I do is about my own opinions. Sometimes they're about the opinions of people in my Asexual Perspectives book, and one of the videos they didn't like was about what asexuals think of porn. It didn't say that everyone agrees with porn, it was just about what asexuals think of porn. And I don't personally like porn, I can't stand the stuff, but not everyone's the same as me, because some asexuals do watch it to masturbate to, or whatever they do with it, That really isn't my concern what other asexuals do, apart from it is to do with my book, and it is because I help people. And, and people ask me all these questions all the time about if I watch porn at all, does that mean I'm not asexual, even though I'm not attracted to anyone sexually? See, and I reassure people that other asexuals do that, but I don't, it's gross to me, but it's not to everyone. So anyway, getting back to this moth thing, so this makes her open to so basically the moon is a mother, and she will follow her course at all cost. This makes her open to distraction and vulnerable to harm. Here we may find another message to adjust our course, as our path indicates, rather than drive forward without heeding important signs along the way. So yeah, that's what I mean, that sometimes it's there to protect me, sometimes it's there to say, oh right, you've met this person or this situation and they are bad for you, so it can be, it can be really different, I don't know why my charger's not working, it's really annoying me. It keeps saying, battery low. Well, I know it's low, but I've got my charger in, so it should be fine, and it's a new charger. So if I do cut off, I do apologise. As a creature of the night, and by her navigational devices, we see the moth is highly influenced by the power of the moon. This aspect ties in with animal symbolism of intuition and psychic awareness. I have to say that I have really good intuition usually. Maybe not so much with guys all the time. Even that I'm better with now. I can usually find someone out if they're not really asexual quite a lot of the time, not all the time. Some people are just not sure about. But yeah, so yeah, I am very intuitive, and things come into my life like at the right time when they're meant to, or I can think of something. It's like today, I went to my parents, a few hours ago now, and I thought when I was on the train that I bet the guy's not going to ask me for a train ticket, because I couldn't buy one from the machine because it wasn't working. And it's really weird, the train driver never asked me for my ticket or to buy a ticket. He asked the old lady next to me that had been on the train when I got on, and he asked me another guy that got on the train with him. But he never asked me. So I'm like, wow, my intuition was right that he was going to do that. I just have this feeling. But I've had, really far out intuition. Like, I've thought, oh, right, like W.H. Smith years ago, I thought, right, there's going to be there's just randomly there's going to be a book or something, a book I need in there, and then like a book or magazine, I think it was, and then I went in there and it's like, yeah, I need this right now, so I got it. It's really weird, and sometimes I can think, well, I want this, but it's drink or something, but it's going to be really, I don't really want to pay full price for it. I can go to a shop and it's there reduced. I did that once with a juice. It was the last one left in the whole shop. Of the takeaway like juices, fruit juices, and it happened to be the one I want reduced. It's really weird. I know that's only kind of like small stuff, but I have had other stuff. Like I used to get deja vu, where I used to be able to kind of, things happened and then they came to real life sometimes. It was a bit bizarre. Anyway, but spirituality is also about connecting with people. Like, in terms of relationship, I'm looking for a soulmate. I'm looking for someone I'm heavily emotionally connected to on a really deep, deep level. And I haven't met that person yet. So I'm still on the lookout for that. I can connect emotionally to people, asexual people. I can, but that's great. And I love having asexual friends. But I'm talking about in the terms of like my soulmate. I ultimately believe that I have an Indian asexual soulmate somewhere. I feel him every day in my heart, every day in my life, but I've never met him. I don't know where he is. Haven't got a clue. But there you go. I keep thinking that he exists, so one day he'll come to fruition, I guess. He's really young as well, in his 20s, I know that much. Short dark hair, clean shaven. Probably works in business or IT, to be specific. But there you go. And when he meets me, he'll be amazed and we'll really have a great time and lots of love together. But until that time, I'll just stay single. And so, anyway, going back to those with the moth totem will find this creature a magnificent assistant in developing high awareness and psychic enhancement. Go for it, girl or boy. I don't know if it's girl or boy. However, with higher perception, we sometimes overstep the realm of confusion. This is where it can be difficult. It is important to seat ourselves in grounding foundations where we step in tune with the lunar aspects of the moth. In other words, we fly high with the moth, but always have a clear runway for happy, safe landings. The moth continues to be under the influence in matters of love. You see, this is really me. You see why now a moth is my totem, don't you? Because I'm a hyper romantic and probably my weakness is love as well as being my greatest strength in some ways. So because I desire a long-term committed relationship with a soulmate that I love who I haven't found yet, if that makes any sense. And that's kind of hard, I think. It's kind of really difficult emotionally, and all these different guys come into my life and I think maybe this is the one. Nope. Maybe this is the one. Nope. And a lot of them tend to be imposters, what I call imposters. People pretending to be my soulmate. People even acting like some of my soulmate. But really, you just find out they're not them. They're not genuine. They don't have all the traits of my soulmate would have. And, they just don't care about me on that deep fundamental level that I need to be cared about. So, I haven't met that person yet, but I hope one day to. But yeah, I'm also star sign Taurian. I'm a Taurus, so I'm ruled by the Venus, the planet of love. So it's kind of like I'm all loved up with myself a lot of the time, which is great. Right, so this is not very asexual, is it? I'm talking about the moth here. So I've said that the moth continues to be under influence in the matters of love. She emits pheromones that are powerfully strong, attracting her male counterpart through the dark nights. These scented trails can be followed from remarkable distances. Now, actually, I probably agree with that for me, to be quite honest. Because an animal totem, like insect totems, like yourself, basically, mirroring some of you, what's going on in your life. So basically, I do tend to have a sexual aura about me, apparently. Sexuals seem to, I have a gay friend who said that about me. It's like, oh, no wonder, guys get sexually attracted to you because you have this sexual aura about you, which is like a sexual energy, even though I'm asexual. So, and guys do get sexually attracted to me, like tons of guys, you know? And even asexual guys on the more sexual end of the spectrum get aroused by me really easily. So it's like, kind of like, I obviously do emit powerful stuff, or I obviously, like, I'm quite sexy to some people, even though I can't help being that way, because it's like, it's just natural to me. Like, I'm just being me, if you know what I mean. I'm not trying to be sexy or whatever. I'm just being myself. But obviously it must... I keep attracting guys, but sadly it's not the right guys. And the fact it said 3 dark nights is really funny, because I live in the night. Which is why, yeah, I didn't think of that. The moth. Yeah, it's at night, isn't it? But yeah, it still likes the light at night, though. But then I get afraid of the dark sometimes, so I like a light as well. I guess I'm attracted to the light in the dark. But I work in the dark, you know? I love being in the dark. Actually, sometimes in the day, I just shut my curtains and I be in more darkness in my room, and I do more work and productive work, and I just keep the lights off. It's quite good. Right, so more moth meanings. Moth meanings can mean allure, attraction, and suggestion. I'm like, oh my gosh, this sounds so funny. Especially when you're asexual. But, you know, asexuals can still attract people. Just because we're asexual doesn't mean to say we're not attractive in lots of different ways. Right, the female moth is subtle in her scent, wafting out like a loving tendril pulling in her mate. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to keep this asexual, but this is what this blog is saying. This is on whatsyourstein.com, if you're wondering what website it's from. Oh, this is getting funny now. She hasn't... It's feeling a bit naughty, isn't it? The female moth is subtle in her scent, wafting out like a loving tendril pulling in her mate. She has no doubt about her ability to attract her lover. Those pheromones are powerfully effective. Like, I have to say that I don't date sexuals. I only date hetero. I don't date sexuals. I only date no heterosexuals. I only date hetero asexuals now, not heterosexuals. Even though I attract a ton of heterosexuals, it's like I got this young guy on Facebook yesterday yeah, and go, "Are you married?" with a kiss. I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm single." But I'm asexual, meaning I don't get the urge, need, or want for sexual intercourse. So, and then they go, "Oh, do you mind me talking?" Oh my goodness, it's on my hand now. Do you mind me talking openly? Oh my gosh, do you mind me talking frankly to you? And then they ask me, you know, "Are you a virgin?" I said, if you're just going to ask me all the questions that asexuals get, the ton of questions asexuals get, I said, I'm not doing it, you know? I said, go and message sexuals who can give you what you want. I'm sure there's plenty of women out there that can give you the sex you want. Do you know what I mean? Just go and message them, and that's it, basically. So, is it because I'm talking about you, sweetie? Oh my gosh. Right, I can't go to bed until you leave, but you're not leaving. See, this insect totem doesn't want to leave me, which is beautiful. Can you see it? It's so gorgeous. Look. Stunning. So right, to finish off then about what this blog says, she has no doubt, and I keep going over the same bit. Right, us humans would do well to follow the same cue. We do not have to be overt in our advances to attract our mates. Rather, the art of subtle allure can be learned from the moth. Oh, this is priceless. A master of disguise, the moth can blend into the point of invisibility. I'm not very invisible, though, am I? I mean, seriously, I'm one of the loudest people you can probably get on the planet. I'm not very shy either. This is a metaphor for us to use our environment to our advantage. Blend in when necessary, adjust and adapt when the situation requires it. I probably stand out like a huge sum, to be honest. So I don't think that's quite me. I hope you have enjoyed these thoughts on the symbolic meaning of the moth. Be sure to view the links on the other pages. Well, that's really, really interesting. Oh! So I think it's gone now, but I don't know where The moth has gone. It's flown off somewhere. Now I've finished talking about it. Oh, it's on me. Oh, you alright, baby girl? Look. Don't know if you can see that. See that? Actually. Oh, are you alright, darling? You're not looking very well. I hope it's still alive. Come on, sweet pea. I opened the window for you. I don't know if you can see that. The thing is, you've got to be careful because, you know, like if you touch certain insects' wings, it can make, you know, you can't do anything about it if they land on you. But if they touch you... Sorry, I've got loads of weird pyjama stuff going on tonight. I don't know if you can see that actually. I don't think you can, but I hope... Oh, baby. I'm worried about it, you know. I've got the window open, but it's not going out there. I don't think you can even see it now, can you? Oh, there, you can just see it. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh. Sometimes they don't live very long. So I hope it's alright. This is one of the most weirdest videos I've done in my life, I think, to date on this channel. It's far out, isn't it? Really far out. You can see I've got my charger in it as well. It's very far out, this episode. One of the farthest out things I've ever seen in my life. It's bizarre. Oh. Now you're seeing my hand go over the camera. This is one of the most bizarrest episodes possible. You'll be like, what on earth is she doing? So, yeah, some people are religious and some people spiritual, usually. I think in lots of asexual dating sites, such as asexuality.com, for example, which is an asexual dating site. I can't even see to speak to. So, which is an asexual dating site, asexuality.com. Let's get you back on camera, honey, if I can, keeping you safe. Right, so such as asexuality.com, for example, they have a question like, are you spiritual or religious? Which means you can only pick one or the other, usually. But I mean, I'm not very religious, but I do believe in God. But I just believe in God. My whole religion is, I believe in God. Jesus sits next to him. I talk to God as my mate sometimes, friend. Don't believe in the Holy Spirit. That's pretty much it. Talk to God as and when I want, really. And don't go through Jesus. Yeah, but I'm more spiritual than religious. Don't go to church. You know, but I've had my life saved quite a few times. So I'm quite thankful and grateful to God and spirituality and everything for doing that. So I kind of mix the two a little bit. I don't, they're separate, but you know what I mean? I kind of like, I'm more spiritual than religious, but I kind of have some religious belief, well, some belief in that, if you know what I mean. So I don't matter to me whether you're atheist or you believe fully or what. Do you know what I mean? I have some friends that are Christian, some friends that are Muslim, some friends that are Hindu. You know, some friends that are atheist. You know, I'm not bothered about religion. You know, in the sense that I've just got my own little religion, which I just shared with you. And, you know, people can believe what they want to believe. So long as people are kind to each other and caring, that's all that matters to me. It's what's in your heart that counts and how you treat others, people, really. That's the main religion of life, isn't it? Regardless of what you believe. Anyway, so let's have a look at some more moth stuff while it's here. So... yay, can you see? Oh, isn't it cute? Right, okay. Are moths a sign of good luck? In some cultures, oh,